of a guy who came and was making timeless music and timeless records. So these are the things I think about. You know
Now,
what I
tell
mean?
me, you were a high life artist,
Yes.
but you started as a hip hop artist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In Frama days, you were even doing rap and all that.
Yes. As a matter of fact, during the Inframa days, I did not have any idea how to sing. I
Huh?
didn't. Yeah.
You didn't?
I didn't. I didn't.
So how did the switch come about? Because I've been wondering how all of a sudden, after doing hip life, doing rap, Hafko says, now I want to do high life, I want to sing.
Okay, so you know, back in the before the internet era, right?
Yeah.
When we're making the music, if you want to get to an artist, it wasn't like social media today
Yeah.
where you can send the artist a message, or somebody would have to pass the person's number to you.
Okay.
And if you call and the person does not pick up, it means you are not getting through to him.
Okay.
You know, so in Frama, the two of us were rappers. And so every time we're looking for somebody to feature, like a singer to feature, we go through a lot.
Oh.
When we did Fili Gadochi with Kwabena, like,
Good.
you know, like you go through a lot. So, and at that time, it wasn't like the fault of, you know, whoever you want to feature, but the communication links were not there like today. Today, you can leave a message with an artist. Maybe someday, somehow, he'll find himself reading it.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
then back in the day, it wasn't like that. You know, so I was thinking, how are we going to be able to get somebody to be singing songs for us? And then I said to myself, I need to take up that challenge. And so nobody actually taught me how to sing, but I just did it because when I was a kid, I used to go to the Church of Pentecost with my grandmother. So when it comes to harmonies and things like that, I
Yeah.
learned it from there.
From church.
You know, from church.
Hey, everybody learned something from church.
You know, so when it was time to sing, I remember when we were recording Yenko Disco.
Yeah.
The first time I sang was Yenko Disco. And when we were going to record the song, Apietus produced the song. Apietus did not want to take my vocal because he said I don't know how to sing.
Whoa.
Because he enjoyed me.
didn't.
He enjoyed me rapping. Because he was like, "You've not sung before. Why do you want to sing today? You are going to destroy the song." You know. So Voltage took my vocal.
Voltage?
Yes, Apietus said he would not take my vocal. So Voltage did it.
Wow.
So when Apietus came back and then he heard the vocal, he was like, who sang it? I was like, me. He said, who did the harmonies for you? I said, me.
The disco?
Yes.
Okay, this song.
Yes. 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 So
This was your first ever singing on a
time
record.
Singing on a record, yes.
First time
Yeah,
singing.
first time. And so Apietus did not take the vocal. Voltage did it. Because Apietus, he wanted to discourage me from singing. You know, but I was determined. I was like, because I knew what I had written. And then at that time also, we're working with Rutai. Shout outs to Rutai.
Yeah.
Rutai was somebody who actually nurtured me. Like, he showed me the right things to do at the time. And so I knew what I wanted to do. So when Apietus came, he was shocked. Like, who sang it? How were you able to do it? He was shocked. I was like, from today onwards.
You must have done some serious rehearsal.
I actually did not. But one thing I remember was Rutai used to pick us to the beach at the time.
Okay.
So go and shout and jump and like, you know, like it was the finding myself process. Like, you know, yes. So basically it was like that. So from that day onwards, I started building melodies like crazy. I'm like, if it's in echo.
That's interesting.
You know, yes. So at that time, I would do some rap also. You know, but with time the rap was fading because I felt like you could actually go on stage and sit in a wheelchair and sing and woo people off their feet.
Exactly.
But you can't do that with rap, because rap you need to throw gestures around, like your hands, and you know what I mean.
Yo.
Exactly, because if you are rapping and that hand gestures are not coming, you wouldn't feel it. Because that one you need to put people inside a groove, and those gestures have to be the groove connector. So that's how it happened. And so when I became a solo artist and everything, I was like, I'm going strictly with high life, and that is where I am today.
But do you take any rehearsal or voice coaching courses or training, grooming, if you like?
To be honest, voice coaching, no, but I have been with people who know stuff, who would always direct me and do this and do that. So not official voice coaching, but then people who know what singing is all about. And they will just, because at the time I was with Reggie Zippy, I was with A Plus, and these guys were some of the the nicest melody builders. Because I would write and let them listen, like, listen to this. What do you think? So all those things shaped me up to this point.
So has high life paid off for you? As in you drifting from rap hip life to do high life, has it paid off?
I am still relevant today. If it hasn't, I'm still going. And I kind of feel like the rap market is a market that you can stay in. You can use it to build yourself, but it is very difficult to push. Very, very difficult.
Rap.
Yes, it's because rap keeps changing. When Tupac then were there, wordplay was not really, really relevant in rap.
Okay.
So back in the day, any old school rapper you hear, it is straight to the point. But today we are looking at wordplay and
bars.
All these type of stuff. Bars and all this type of stuff. So it's actually a difficult thing. But if you are singing and the melody is sweet, the rhythm is nice, it easily like catches off with people. King Paluta is an example.
Yeah.
Like, King Paluta is a very, very crazy rapper, a hardcore one, but he broke through with,
singing.
Like, that's and there are a lot of people. Kofi Kinata was like a hardcore rapper. Yes, Kofi Kinata. Familia is an example. All these guys were rappers,
and they're all getting into the singing.
Yes, and it could also be that most of these people do not find themselves early, because rap was dominating everywhere. So once you are in school, you feel like rap.
Because you've seen Obrafo or Sarkodie do
it
rap.
It was the order of the day.
Even Obrafo was singing.
Yes, but at the time it was the order of the day. Right. So maybe when you're growing, you realize that, okay, I need to move into this area, move into that area. One thing that people credit Eminem for, it is because he sings his own choruses.
Yeah.
Most of his song, he sings his own choruses. Why? Because you need to be able to jump into that arena to be relevant for yourself. Even Sak Nansenkra, he's been singing.
Yeah.
There are some songs that you hear him, singing.
And
also.
even if he will not sing by himself, somebody does the chorus or the hook for him.
And I'm sure he even involves himself in setting up the chorus or the writing and all those things. So I think that it has helped me a lot. It has kept me on my feet. It's helped me define myself. And now I know clearly where I am going instead of before.
Joy 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Show produced by Philip Nye, assisted by Anita Tay. We have Crispy K on social media. So we're live on Facebook, Joy 99.7 FM, live on manjoonline.com as well. If you have any question, any comments, 05511119997 is our WhatsApp line. Now, still on that I have cool. What is your assessment of the high life scene now as we have it? I know you there, you be high life advocate,
to the core.
High life god.
To be honest, Kwame, I feel that high life has been dominating in our music scene for over a decade now.
Yeah.
The reason is that the reason why we do not feel its impact is because people think it's a substandard genre. People look down upon it. When Shatta Wale won the High Life Song of the Year award, people trolled him. You say you're a dancehall artist, way now they do high life. So in the minds of the people, when you do high life, you are doing something substandard. This is how the people think, right? But if you go back to like from 2010 when Castro did Your Back or No to he and Kofi Kinata, Kofi Kinata, all those songs were highlights from Double Christie to Nana Boro, Higher Deal to the Kekabra to Kwesiata, Wara. All these songs were highlight songs. One of the major reasons is that the people who make these songs, they do not claim that they are doing high life songs.
Are they scared? Are they shy?
Yeah, because some way in for. I have suffered this, and it's not me alone. A lot of people suffer. Like, I remember there was a time I put this thing on Facebook, and some older musicians will come and say, "She, we have suffered more than this crowd." Yes. That's why I gave you an example that when
the older musicians.
Yes.
Even at a time when high life was in vogue,
because at the time the people who were doing bugger high life were seen as buggers.
Okay.
Were seen as the elite.
Yeah, they had swag.
Yes, and those were you understand. So that's why in the 90s everybody was trying to do bugger high life.
Yeah.
Everybody was cha. Everybody was playing that kind of thing because it was funk. You understand? So these are the problems. So we need to shape the mindset of the people. We need to let them know that high life is a genre of music, just like reggae or just like Afro. Because I believe if Wale had won the Afrobeat Song of the Year, nobody would have said a thing. They would have, yeah, like I said, Charlie Wale, he'll be versatile. If he win dance, so they can win Afrobeat. The moment he win high life, you know.
But was it also not because all of them were claiming the dancehall king, if you like, title?
It doesn't matter, Kwame.
And so the followers were like, okay, it seems you are not claiming, you are not annexing that spot again because you are doing something else.
It doesn't matter, Kwame. If you listen to Michael Jackson's Human Nature, it was from Enobre Bro Bahima.
Okay.
Quincy Jones picked it from here.
Yeah.
And he was the producer at the time. As a musician, sometimes you set targets for even your audience, the places where you believe your music will go to. So if Wale sit back and feel like I need to do something for the high life folks, you take Sax album and there are a lot of high life songs on it. Why? Because the high life is our DNA. That is what we were born into.
Okay.
Every Ghanaian, even Okwabruchia, for like Ghana Fofia on Sunday, yeah, the Lumba Shema, jai, like it be big deal because you're from Ghana, you know, this is what you've been raised on. So that Abruchen Kwala who can speak Chi. But when they drop Lumba, like Stormzy came to Ghana, he was wearing a Lumba t-shirt.
Yeah.
You understand why? Because he's been influenced by it.
Wonderful.
You understand? But the only problem is that the people out here think that high life is inclassified, is substandard, and so when you do it, we relegate you, to the background. Like I'm on the red carpet at the VGMA, and then somebody called. I finished the interview. Somebody calls me, like, "Have you been to Twitter?" I'm like, "No." So go and check something. I go on Twitter. My name is trending. What? Some boy says he knows me from your friend was saying Kwadaso.
Okay.
Like he lived closer to my house.
Kwadaso.
Yes, but somebody was saying that the shades I was wearing is 2 cedis 50 pesos. Now, for the fact that I'm a high life artist, the person believed that I can't wear anything expensive. Now, then this guy was telling the guy that, he knows me from Kwada, so that's how I've been dressing since. Mintina Kumaseda. You understand? So the mindset of the people, no. But I blame you guys also, the media.
We will come to the blame. You are going faster. But let me welcome into the studio Justice Oteng, your Oteng, music producer. Bruh, how are you doing?
By grace.
Are you okay?
Good.
Are you strong today? Is everything okay?
What's your definition for strong?
Are you good? in good shape?
I'm good. Like,
Okay.
I'm good. You can see I'm all dripping. I
Yeah.
look sweet. Like, I'm sweet everywhere. Like,
okay.
I'm so good. I'm so
I
good.
saw you on social media today with talking about DKB issue.
Yeah, I did.
Kwame Dadzie.
I did. It became
And then I saw
necessary.
an apology that you rendered.
Exactly. I mean, once you say something and some few people think that they are not comfortable with it, or sometimes we can let it go. But when it comes to a senior colleague, people who have paved the way, then it becomes necessary. And let me say, unfortunately, I said I gave some few instances. The first one was, you cannot forget productions that you have done. That is one.
You cannot at all?
No. It's not possible to forget. You see, that is creativity. It's coming from the deepest side of you.
Okay.
So you may forget, but the moment it's mentioned or the moment you hear it, it's your footprint, and you can never forget. That is why I came down to say, unless for medical reasons.
Okay.
Unless for medical
So
reasons.
why did you apologize then?
You see, then DKB comes, Mr. Bolton comes back to write under my post that if not for something dementia, I would not have said that. And unfortunately, I do not have any idea of his medical records.
Okay.
All that I said was, as a creative person, you cannot forget something that has, you have birthed. It's never possible.
Yeah.
The only way you can forget is if there is a medical condition that, and he comes back to affirm that he has a medical condition, then I'm very sorry, because I did not know. I gave all the instances, and then he says that is the reason why he may have forgotten.
I get it.
Obviously, then I need to quickly go back and apologize, because then it's like you are throwing something in the face of somebody who may think that
that was
knew.
honorable thing.
Yes, I didn't know. So I quickly had to delete the post and then go on my wall. Even though it was done on Halfco's wall, I could have just gone on Halfco's wall to apologize. But I'm like, no, let me go on my wall, do the needful. And
you are a gentleman.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie.
You are a gentleman.
As creatives, we need to respect the people that paved the way. I think the time that DKB started, probably I was in school, either in Kumasi or in Aklerh Academy. And if I have said something that has triggered something, it's just of sound mind, unless I also have an ulterior motive or something like that. Unless I also have a medical condition. But then if not, then I need to quickly go and apologize. His partner even called me Rush called me from, I think, this UK, and then we spoke lengthy. But I think everything has, gone to rest.
Wonderful.
Morning like that, when you be coming on radio, you need to put your everything in order. You're pumped up, but sometimes you can pump and blast somewhere you're not supposed to blast. So that's unfortunate. If DKB is listening, big bro, my senior colleague, I'm very sorry. I mean, if things didn't go the way it's supposed to,
and for those wondering what happened, so DKB had an interview with DJ Slim, where he mistakenly mentioned.
I think now we need to check. We need to check Slim's.
Yeah, not comedian DKB. This is music producer DKB, legendary DKB.
Yeah.
David Kwame Dadzie. So he mentioned Hometown as one of the songs that he produced.
No, he didn't mention.
No, so it was a conversation.
Yeah, so Slim asked.
He was asked, and he said, "Yeah."
And I think we need to also check if Slim too is okay and doesn't have any medical condition. Because he, as a DJ who has been a selector all those years,
we all go wrong sometimes.
But guess what?
We all go wrong.
Do you know? It's just lately. Those days, DJs were playing songs not because it was from certain musicians, because it was from certain producers. That's how they used to play songs. So you come and the first question he asks you is, "When are you in way?" Then you go like, "Oh, it's from Apietus." He wouldn't listen. He wouldn't listen before he goes on air. It's from JQ. No. It's from what? No. It's from Hammer. No. They actually come to the studio to ask, what are some of the new songs? That's how come those times acts from nowhere, will quickly sneak in because the credibility of the producers gave them a leverage on radio and on TV. Yeah. So now it's a little different, Obana and Wankakra, then we see how best.
Let's also admit that we all make mistakes. So
definitely
it might have been a genuine mistake.
Yeah. But Slim is my guy, obviously. But well, unless maybe he also. But if he doesn't come out to have any, then okay, he can take that punch, and
But I want to say something, Kwame.
That I have cool.
I made the post. I don't think Otin's comment was in a bad taste. You see, the comment Otin made, it was to say that anybody in the world, if you forget about, if there is some kind of forgetfulness on you, it means that you are sick. It means that you have a medical problem. Even Dr. Dre, he forgets songs he has produced.
I'm coming. Unfortunately, no. But I am the writer. Today, I'm here. You are the listener.
Today, I asked Otin.
Let him finish.
Today, I asked Otin, say, a young disco now, boy. Otin was the one who played the first one we recorded. Otin played it.
Okay.
I'm sure if I ask him of the songs, he's played, he will not remember that song.
But then when Willie
Roy, his biggest hit song was Abinwa.
Yeah.
He had forgotten he produced that song. We were on radio and that song was playing, and he was like,
I remember,
them song you make check it tunes here, and we were even laughing. And then we got to find out it was his production.
So it's possible to forget.
You can forget.
Sometimes
you can forget.
Age plays a very bigger role. You understand?
No,
but where I am, the only thing that I was saying is something that you've birthed is very difficult to forget.
I think
being difficult to forget is different from being impossible.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why then I gave all the instance. So unless we're trying to
no, it's okay. You've explained, so that's okay.
Yeah. So I gave all the instance.
Yeah.
So
all right. So Joy 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z, and we're here to talk about how to preserve and promote high life. Yeah, so that is ours. Hafko has spoken about, he getting into high life and all that. Now, this man here is a music producer. Oting, studio, they go to the studio, they cook the beat, they can put some ingredients. You are there. But you move from, you don't go to the house before you go to the studio.
See, we are
you
the
sleep
studio
there
everywhere. Sometimes even on our phone, we can do magic and go proceed anywhere.
So you cook the beat.
Exactly.
Putting the gin in, the everything.
Yes.
So let me ask you, what is your assessment of how far High Life has come now?
High Life has been great. It's been good. It's fed a lot of people.
Is it alive still?
It is very much alive. It's fed a lot of people. And even no matter how things don't work for you, when you are able to pay homage to Grandpa High Life, it's still able to do some magic for you and, put you on a larger scale.
Yeah.
Let me be very honest with you. I manage Obra for Assad now. And I can tell you that he's got great songs with super lyrics.
Yeah.
He drops them from time to time. A very good catalog. But anytime he drops Mobi Nada will say why. It's a whole new level, and everybody wants that song again and again. And it should tell you that we have something in our DNA, in our system, that is hidden. The only way it can be unearthed at a larger scale is by deliberately giving it some attention.
Yeah.
Now, sometime back, I wrote something on my page that it's not that people don't want to associate themselves with high life. But my question is, Adia ewujaswa yeto ena woton bi. It's not because eno na opesa woton. A lot of people are having iPhones today. It's not because they want to hold iPhones. It's because iPhone has been given some premium. So when you say Sawukuta iPhone, you have some respect. First, when you go to all our digital platforms, our stores, are you able to categorize your song, say it's a high life song? Are you able to? Where do you go? Afro. There's a category for Afro. There's not a category for High life. So even when you, deep down within you, you do a high life song, you go out there and you're telling everybody that it's an Afro song or it's a world song. This is one of the places that we really need to pay attention to. Because if you have a certain product and you go to the market space and you have not been allocated a place where you are to sell it, you either join the tomato sellers so that by chance, if somebody comes in to buy tomatoes and you're on that lane and he needs the commodity that you're selling, they can purchase from you. If not, you join the onion sellers or you join. But you and I know that when we are going to the market, we go straight to places where we know we can get certain things to buy. This is the reason why we need to make a conscious effort in making sure that High Life itself has a platform where you can strictly go there and say, I'm looking for High Life. Thanks to some few people who has the plugs, they've created High Life playlist and all those things.
Yeah.
But the question is, it's not about playlisting. It's about the category. Being there and knowing, say, this is where I'm putting my stuff. And even if there is a manager or a promoter somewhere who wants to go into the High Life category and find the people who are doing High Life so he can build them for festivals and all that, he wouldn't go scouting in Afrobeat. Because the money and the premium that we're not seeing doesn't mean the things does not exist.
Yeah.
It's there. But how to find it with ease is the problem. You don't need to call somebody and start asking, Charlie, who was, doing High Life very well, because I think we're having some High Life festival in where, and we need to. That's the reason why only those that are acclaimed for doing High Life, like the Ebo Taylors, like the Aklerh, like the Amachi Dedes, and just to talk of a few, are the ones that are constantly being called for these High Life festivals. Why? Because their names are out there and they are recognized for that, and sometimes they have agents out there who are willing to take them on. You understand? If not, there are very new chaps that are coming up and are doing extremely well. But the thing is, because we don't have a basket where their songs are and we can quickly go to assess their songs, it makes it difficult. So now they are all roaming around. If you can do small rap, you call yourself a rapper. If you can do small this, but let's be very honest. The new chap that are blowing right now, irrespective of whichever background they came from, they've been doing that for years. What is that thing that is giving them the cheese now?
What is it?
It's the High Life. It's the singing. It's the choice of new melodies. The melody, not new melody like new melody, but in their ways, the melodies, the new melodies that they have, inculcated into the things that they do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you go to the digital platforms and they've named it what? Afrobeat or whatever they would want to name it. High Life is not dead.
Yeah.
Instrumentation would evolve. The way we play some guitars, the way we play some drum patterns and all that will keep evolving.
Change, yeah.
But the question is, I have seen a very, very great High Lifer dressed in a hip-hop attitude.
Yeah.
You don't need to see somebody put on kente with a henema before you would think that he's doing High Life. As things evolve, we need to go accordingly. We need to relate with the people, the new fashion style and everything. And all these things comes to play. So instrumentations will change. The way people sing will change. The way people do their things will change. But if we do not make a conscious effort, and this is an agenda, High Life Asama, we've been talking about all these years, is because we haven't really had people sit down and plan an agenda that no matter... Listen, the Afrobeat that is going on in Nigeria, do you think it was because Afrobeat and we all liked it? No. Because it was an agenda. Yeah. Some years back, when the Tony Harmonies and all Kenny's Music used to bring his boys in this yellow hammer to Hash Hash, what were they looking for? They were looking for that Ghanaian sound, the hip life, what the whole Africa was jamming to, but we did not make a conscious effort to thumbprint and have a footprint for it and put it in a place where it will constantly live on, even when the originators are kind of like aging away from that. So yes, They came to learn and everything. And now most of the Nigerians, you listen to them and they will tell you that the ka 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 and then ka ka ka. They will tell you it's from Ghana. The groove, the basis on which they are building those blocks dates back to Ghana. And you know, about some few months ago, I dropped some few videos from the late what's his name, Nanampedu, and so many other people, and they were telling the basics of the high life, music. Let's forget about, and some people went to pick it on the sea and some Caribbean and what. And let's pay attention, to the high life.
You mentioned the fact that the younger ones now, some of them are doing high life. There is this guy called Yao Darling. He's very young, about 20, early 20s.
Right.
And he has a new song called Thank God It's Friday. Life. We started last week with UNESCO conversation. We know that UNESCO is considering listing high life as Ghana's intangible cultural heritage, and we had that conversation last week. This week we're having a conversation on how to preserve, promote, project, use all the words high life music, so that it can also live on generations after generations. And I have in the studio that I have Wei Yoteng, music producer. Now joining me here is the president of the Musicians Union of Ghana, Bessa Simons, also high life musician, and then my brother Kwabena, George Kwabena is right here. He's out with a new song, a high life gospel song featuring Obapa Christie. We'll be getting into that one as well. And so if you have any questions, 05511119997. Yes, 05511119997. That is the WhatsApp line. Just get interactive with us. You can also go on social media, drop your comments there with the hashtag Showbiz A to Z. We're live on manjonline.com, live on Facebook. So Let me go on the phone lines now and speak to this young chap who has released. Thank God it's Friday. His name is Yao Darling. Yao Darling, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm very, very fine.
Wonderful. We just played your song, Thank God It's Friday. This is what people, or a lot of people, call high life music. And we know how most people are drifting away from high life now, especially the younger ones. They don't even want the tag or the name high life on their brands. Why did you decide to get into high life in the first place?
All right. So first of all, I want to say thank you for giving me this platform. I feel so honored. Growing up, I've been always drawn to the traditional sounds of high life in as much as I used to listen to different genres. High life is the one that's got my attention. High life is the most well-known current. High life is the most well-known current Ghanaian genre. You know, when we say high life, like it's the mother sound of Ghana. So me as a new artist, I decided to choose high life music because I grew up listening to it to take it to the new different level.
Wow. So what has been the response so far from the people that listen to your music?
Okay, I would say that the response has been amazing, and I'm super, super grateful. Though I've dropped a couple of songs, finding my sound, but then the reception for Thank God It's Friday, my recent song, is amazing.
Awesome. Do you think with this brand, the high life brand that you've taken upon yourself, while your contemporaries are doing Afro beats and the like, do you think you can keep pace with them with high life?
Yeah, I feel like high life is something original, traditional, and as a young Gen Z new guy with high life sound, it will take me to places where I cannot get to it. I cannot move to it, different genres.
Awesome. Yeah, I know you're on the road. You are having a tour in the Eastern region. We will get in touch with you again some other time and speak to you some more. Thanks so much for your time this afternoon right here on Showbiz A to Z.
You are welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that's Yao Darling there. He is the man behind the song we heard earlier on. Thank God It's Friday. And this is a very young artist who is into high life music. Great talent there. Joy 99.7 FM. Let me introduce or welcome again into the studio all my panel members. Don't forget, we'll be joined on Zoom and on phone again by Adina, high life musician as well. Professor John Collins is an ethnomusicologist, and then Apietus, who is a music producer. So yeah, it's a big convo today here on Showbiz A to Z. Let me say hi to Uncle Bessa. Uncle.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Nice one. So, Bessa Simons is musical president, also a high life musician. He is a great musician. You know, when we talk about musicians, those who have studied music, he studied music, so he knows music so well. And then Dada Hafko is also here. He's done hip hop at a point in time, high life now. Where Your Tin is a music producer as well. And then the man right here that I'm going to speak to, let me introduce him with this. Man in the seat right now, and we told you earlier on we have a conversation with him. It also dovetails into a high life conversation. So yeah, we're good to go. Brother Kwabena.
Kwame.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Always looking,
Yes, I have.
smart and all that.
It's great to look good. You're looking so good as well.
Oh, really? Obian can't show me.
Sir, and you're
Not even the. They've not told me
I mean,
anything.
it's a very good thing to always look great.
And what has kept you going all these years, being in the industry, always producing hits after hit? What's that secret?
I'll say grace of God. I mean, we live by the grace of God, and we also live through the day with putting in our best to what we can do. So yeah, and we also try.
I guess music has really done you some good, right?
Yes. I mean, music will always be something that I never regret doing, and I never will. And it's the food for the soul, and it keeps me alive every time I do music.
Before getting into music, how did you conceive your brand to be? Because you have this lover boy brand, you're on stage performing, and the ladies are, come in, I want to touch him, I want to touch his chest, and all that. What was the conception of the brand you wanted, even before you got into music?
You see, high life music itself, the inception of the music and why it is named high life. It was music for sophisticated people who led the high life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you realize that high life music itself has some form of attraction already. So you, the person championing it, should be attractive, and you should actually live the name High Life. So that's basically.
My Uncle Bessa is also a High Life artist, man.
Yes, you see how he's looking.
I didn't see. Okay, yeah, but we hardly saw that kind of that lover boy, with a six pack and the people.
Are you sure? Have you watched his video?
Then maybe I'm speaking. I'm speaking as a Latter Day Saint.
Are you a Gen Z or a millennial?
No, not at all. No, but you see, comparatively, if you look at Uncle Bessa, their days, and you look at how you appear on stage,
right.
and the kind of attention the women give to you when you are doing your stuff. Yeah. That is where I'm coming from.
I think this will be crazy.
You see,
he was behind a keyboard.
No, what it is I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Like
because I didn't see
high
him.
Life music.
So
high life music and its artists have, like, we've had various form of images. If I'll put it that way.
True.
There's been different kind of images. So there's a lover boy type of image. There's that artistic type of image. There's that elegant type of image.
Good.
There are a whole lot of it. So if you go into the history very well and you check our legends, those who have come, those who started way back in the 60s, coming down to the 70s, you realize that each one of them had some form of representation. So it depends on you, a new generation, to pick which kind of representation
suits your generation.
You understand what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. Somebody like Daddy Lumba.
Yeah.
You see how he is. Somebody
Yes.
He also sports something different. You look at Nana Machidede. He sports something different. You get what I'm saying? So there's a difference in how high life musicians actually present themselves.
Let's talk about the style of your music.
Yeah.
I always listen to your music, and it's quite different from the usual Ghanaian chord progression. And I know people who play musical instruments would attest to the fact that if they want to perform your song, they need to learn it well. You can't just have Kwabena on stage if you're not a very good instrumentalist and say, oh, Kwabena, let me play alongside. Your progressions are quite unique. Is it intentional for you to do that? Do you do that intentionally?
You see, then again, I'll fall back to the early days of high life music.
Okay.
Uncle Bessa, who is a keyboard player, would agree with me.
Yeah.
Our music is a fusion of jazz and a couple of
local
something from the Latinos. We play something from the Latinos as well. So it's a good fusion of a lot of rhythm. So if you understand high life music very well, you realize that it can be the basic do fa so. It can be the basic. You need to play the augmented chords. You need to play the jazzy chords as well. You need to be able to play minor chords. You need to fuse it up. You know what I mean? To actually generate a good high life stuff. And that has been the template back in the days. If you listen
Great.
to music from the 70s, 80s, you understand what I'm saying.
You see, you are mentioning all these technical terms, meaning that you know all these chords, you play the guitar, and so musically you are strong in that area.
Yeah.
Your ability to play a musical instrument, how relevant is that in music composition?
It's very, very, very important to have an idea of the musical instrument, to be a composer of music. It's very, very important because almost everything you're singing are notes or they are musical chords that you need to interpret to somebody who's supposed to produce the music for you. So for a composer, if you don't understand what you are actually creating and know how to interpret it a little bit on on a musical instrument, I don't see how you can be able to help a producer come to. I mean, I think it's a producer. You can understand what I'm saying. If an artist walks into your studio and don't really understand the composition of what he has done, it makes it difficult for a producer to also be able to interpret it. So it's very important for a composer, especially we're talking about high life, especially a high life artist, to have an idea of the musical instrument. It's very, very important.
All right, John 99.7 FM. We have Kwabena in here. Uncle Bessa Simon's right here. We Your Thing, Dada Hafko will be joined on Zoom on phone by Adina, Apietus, and Professor Collins. But Kwabena is out with a new song that features Obapa Christie. Great high life song. Music rendered in key E major, produced by Martino Keys with legendary Aklerh on lead guitar, Francis Osei on drums, Dan Gral on bass guitar. This is Facheme, Kwabena Kwabena featuring Obapa Christie. Kwabena, what genre is this music?
Come on, you know it's high life.
Is it not gospel?
No, it's you see. Let's not confuse ourselves. Gospel music has to do with the message. It has nothing to do with the rhythm. Yeah. Okay, the rhythm of a song determines what kind of genre of music it is.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be a gospel song which is a reggae, like Biokwan. Biokwan is purely a reggae one-drop song.
Okay.
It's reggae.
So can we say Biokwan is reggae gospel, and this is high life gospel?
Exactly. It's a gospel.
If I should use words anyhow.
You know what I mean? I mean it's gospel, but then it is in a high life rhythm.
Yeah.
You know? I'm a high life artist, so it's like, yeah.
But would you be surprised if TGM may nominate you in Gospel Song of the Year?
You know, yeah. What it is I mean, we submit for nominations. If we do submit, yeah, of course. I mean, but then the most beautiful thing would be when you know nothing about it and it's nominated. Like I'll be rooting for every time, but since it's a popular awards, that's not how it goes. So
yeah,
it is what it
and
is.
I must say this is great production there.
Thank you.
How much work went into this one? The entire production. How long did it take you?
A lot of work. I say myself and Martino Keys started a pre-production in my small studio in the house.
Okay.
We did the template, and I think Kwa also came in at a point.
All right.
And then we studied the music, and we realized that we need to further it to live recording. So
wow.
I decided to find the finest on the land. And
you put them together.
Like Osei,
yeah.
Plays the drums, Dan Gral on guitar, and then we have Aklerh on guitar. Dan Gral on bass. Aklerh on guitars, and then Martin himself did the keyboard works as well.
Wonderful.
So, and then Kwa mixed it. After mixing, we took it to Hubert's studio to do the mastering.
Wow.
Yeah, so
you really worked, the processes.
Yes, there's a process. Yeah, it's quite a process, and that's what we are treating almost every song on this God of Restoration EP. It's a 5-track EP that I'm producing. God willing, on the 5th of August we'll be releasing the second
out
single.
of the EP.
Of the EP.
Of
the EP. Yeah.
So 5-track
tracks,
EP.
Yeah, 5 tracks.
And we have Obapa Christie on this particular one, Facheme.
Yeah.
Who is on the second one?
The second one is a solo. It's just me. And of course, the third one will be with some great legends, great gospel legends. I wouldn't mention.
Not one legend, legends.
I wouldn't mention their name.
Adam Reku.
How I wish, but we are working on it right now, so I don't want to jinx it. I just want to hear the finished product, and then we talk about it.
Wonderful. Yeah. How do you choose the people you feature on your songs?
I'd say it's about.
No, let me narrow it down. For this project, how did you select them?
I wanted a good high life music, a good production, and then I wanted the best hands in terms of musical instruments on the record.
Yeah.
So I combed out, and then I've selected. Each and every track actually has, a different artist on it. I think the most dominant musician on it is Mr. Dan Gral, because he's mostly one of the top producers of this EP.
Yeah.
He's actually playing almost the bass on almost every track. But then we've changed drummers. I think Frankie C is also working on one of the tracks as a drummer on it. And then we have some brass sessions too with some great brass guys. So it's quite, I'm enjoying myself.
You are tapping into all the aspects of the high life variants,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Because high life is in a conversation every day.
Yeah.
And I don't see this genre diminishing anytime. It's going to live on for many generations to come. So I'm glad that I'm also adding my painting
to that,
to the great story of high life music.
Now, with this particular song that you featured, Obapa Christie, I could feel Kwabena in her singing. Did you compose everything, melody and lyrics, for her to sing, or she did her
I'm
verse?
the composer and the writer of the song, but
everything.
I'm not the producer of the song.
Okay.
I mean, like I said earlier on, Martino Keys produced from the beginning, and then we have Dangra coming in to produce the bass.
Yeah.
We have Francis Osei coming in to work on the drums. We have Kewa also mixing. So it's like a whole lot of musical heads added up to make a great piece. Yeah, so I am the composer, writer.
I mean the melody and the lyrical content, everything.
I composed the song. Yes.
Oh, okay, so Obapa added her voice too.
Exactly, and she also
performed the
performed
parts.
Exactly, but then I must say that she did it in a way that I least expected.
Yeah,
and that's the more reason why I chose her. I realized that she's a great musician and she understands music so well. So when I gave her the composition, she studied it and also came to perform it in the Obapa style. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Good one there. I think we have some comments right here. Let's get them read. Joy 99.7 FM. Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie. Show brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go, superstar, multi-food drink. And this show is produced by Philip Nye with assistance from Anita Tay, Crispy K. We're live on social media on Facebook. Yeah, you can just go there, Joy 99.7 FM and joyonline.com as well. We are live there. We're having a conversation on High Life, and almost everybody here is taking part, or everybody here is taking part in this conversation. Kwabena now telling us about his new song, Fache Me. Kwabena has another song called Fache. that one now, Osre Boniface Free, Oba Honawedi and Yanko Pondia. This one there, it's between Kwabena and God. The other one was Kwabena and a woman. Okay, so some comments right here. This one says, "Why Kwabena? Why? I then now what to you say?" My motto is I'm a first class sinner, so I don't judge. First class. This project is very personal because forgiveness has been my prayer every day. From 4 legs, that is why. If you change your name, you reduce from first class to maybe third class. And then we have, this one says, I have a question for Dada Hafko. Would he agree that most often the Ghanaian musicians confuse any song played and sung in Twi as high life music? What is his take on this one? Edwin from, is it Helefi? Okay, Hafko will answer that question when we get into the high life convo again. So, the EP itself, when is it coming? The EP itself.
The EP itself, we'll be dropping the EP itself by the end of September.
Okay.
Yeah, and we are anticipating a great release party, and to show our appreciation to the good Lord for what He has done for
awesome.
In the last 19 years in this industry. God willing, next year we are 20 years old.
Wow. Next year? 20 years?
Yeah,
next
year, 2025, Asa will be 20 years old. We released Asa in 2005.
Are we going to have an anniversary celebration?
Of course. It's going to be great. We start off the anniversary celebration with our annual Valentine's concert in February. Yeah, and then we're planning on a nationwide tour. We're bringing High Life to your doorstep. We'll be visiting almost every region.
I can't wait.
We have 16 regions, right? So
you're going everywhere.
Yeah. We're going to be playing High Life.
Is it to club you have come?
You be ready to
get it twisted. Like Kwabena is 19 years or 20 years in the game next year.
Yeah. He started before
from
that.
his first album.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about. From first album.
Yeah.
Because he has been
on fire warm up.
No. It's not warm up. I mean hits upon hits for people. So let's clarify. Let's clarify that.
All right.
Technically, if we are talking about that is from like 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically when we started in the studios as backup singers.
So if you add that 1 to 8, you are getting to 30 years in the industry.
You know, Kwame played a part in Kiss the Bride, Bully.
Yes. Yeah. I know, right?
I mean,
all right. And then your song too.
That entire album.
Oh yeah, our song there, he was already a big superstar.
Yeah.
The entire album, the entire album of Sounds of Our Time.
Yeah.
I mean, I am on every song. Yeah.
You're a big man. Joy 99.7 FM. Now, how do we preserve the kind of music the Kwabenas, the Dada Have Cause, the Bessa Simons do? How do we preserve and promote them? That is what we're talking about today. Let me say hi to Uncle Bessa. Uncle Bessa.
Hello, Kwame.
The topic, this one, your laptop. As musical president, I know you came at a time. I don't know. Let me clarify this one from you before I make a mistake. When you were at your prime, there was Boga High Life, right?
Before that.
Yeah.
We started from the school band.
Okay.
And within the school bands in the central region, we had the stars. Already. Ben Braco came from the school band. Famous Flames from St. Augustine's. They were a big hit, and they had a top keyboard player called Chick. We were all learning from them. Honey, and as Honey keyboard player came from there.
Wow.
And growing up, we were playing like Santana's, Sibisa, Beatles. And then I heard this song, Ejankadie, and CK Man's Mami, and the way they sustained the organ, smooth chordal progressions. And it just changed my mind. So slowly I started learning high life.
Okay.
So with my mates who were playing Santana and everything, I mean, I would see a band playing, I would go and jam them in the high life. They say, actually, but how did you manage to play the high life? Because it was a new area for me and I enjoyed it. Okay. I saw CK Man play at Elmina Castle. And the sound was so good. And talking about Cobra, people, hailing him. Mm-hmm. You see CK Man, when he sings, people scream, they shout. When he finishes, you see people, women are attracted to nice things.
Yeah.
Mangwa brainy.
I can catch on. It didn't start from me. Way back.
Way back.
Uncle Boy and Komo, share your experience with us.
And you will see how they will flaunt around him.
Yeah.
And those days, I played with CK Man as well.
Mm.
When we travel, we come to Accra. They will bring food upon food. Mm-hmm. Appreciation. People love his music so much. Food and this. So I was a band leader then. CK Man was saying, "Yeah, but sir, it's Benny and you, but he doesn't eat much." And Pat Thomas was, I mean, for me, Pat Thomas, and when in his heydays, when Pat Thomas is walking on the street, everybody will be following him. He's the first musician to ride in a sports car. And when Sweet Beans are coming to play, Sweet Beans for no me papa. Kofi Electric on drums. Kofi is in town now, no so bushy. But Kofi is my brother. But these are the people so if Sweet Beans are playing and your face is your back is towards them.
Yeah.
And you listen to Kofi Electric play high live drums. He used to use Adewunta. At a certain point, you won't hear anything. You want to see who is on the drums. And they had. But when Pat Thomas comes on stage, everything changes. Some discipline, the high life music they play, and everything. Of course, they work with Ebo Taylor.
Okay.
And so I was asking Ebo Taylor, how did you do your recordings? Like what I say, for Waku Mama Mio, Ebo Taylor's song. He just started. He sang played the guitar, sang the the chorus, and the rest is history. CK Man, Papa Jansen, they fit in, and the song is done. Yeah, that's the song.
Wow.
So for people hailing musician there, it's been going for a long time. Juaka has his, Papa Jansen has his, Thomas Frimpo, you name it. Even me. I had mine, I have admirers.
Uncle, you're not sending me videos,
I see watch your video. I will.
Uncle, better me who them imagine kakra.
He's na.
May na.
from where? No, I mean, it's just like people love, music,
right.
and if you are good at what you do and you are dedicated, they will always follow you. Up to now, people follow me, and I don't know why. I say after all these years, they like the small things that I've done, and I think it's the same thing Kobna and that are doing, and this trip, like Tadio says, it goes up high, it never comes down. Even when you are old, once you are strong, you can walk, go and buy. They will be booking you from all over the world, and that's why I said every musician should know how to play an instrument, not like Finchim, but at least to write your song, we know that this is a major chord, this is a minor chord. The rest, if you want to add it, that is fine. Know the diatonic scale, do re mi fa sol la ti do ti la so fa. So you know that every melody speaks from these notes. And if you want to go further, you look for the sharps and the flats, and then you are within doing something different. So I think what it is for high life music, it's campfire. We were lucky. We saw the KGCs, the Yamuas, the Kakekus. I remember Kakeku played Ohia My Dream Dream.
Okay.
And I didn't know where the one was. Because I was picturing it. If you listen to that song, I was picturing it from another angle. And anytime I played the game, so no. Yes, I tell that's where the groove is. Until I got there, I said, hey, and we don't have to lose that. So I am praying, as in going forward, we maintain these things.
Wow. Imagine Jane Kakeku right there. Uncle Bessa. So, in Jumna, I can't have 7 years. Great one.
We're struggling. Yeah.
Now, when Boga High Life started, and I remember, I think that I have mentioning the fact that they were influenced, with pop music, with funk and all that. So there was that fusion there. At that point in time, how did the people feel when that particular change or switch came from the high life you knew in the past?
Hey, Kwame Dadzie, you should have been living at that time. Jesus, for us musicians and the whole Ghana changed. Because we were playing songs that were high lives and things, and all of a sudden, here comes with a song. I tell you, even before the electric days, Equity Brofu came on its own.
Okay.
Yeah, and the bass, that bass pattern has never happened before.
It's like
wow.
And then and then the mini moog. But you know what did it for most of us? And then the amponsa guitar, Pachodako in it.
Yeah.
And so I just remember those days. Wow, what is this? And then they would come in with synthesizers. So for keyboard players there, it was our time. You have to tune note to note. And by the time you finish playing that solo on stage, live music, they've sprayed you.
Wow. You had a good time.
And the lyrics was spot on. These guys were great. And I understand what Kobna is saying, but when it comes to recordings, having the best hands on it. And so last time, this is just by the way, I was listening to the music that I've produced. I realized that it's the strong hands on it. I will do the initial thing, bring Alfred Bannerman in, and he will bring different colors. And now listening to it, so everything was, it's not everybody who will play the instrument and make sure that it's finching when it goes out there, it can stand the test of time. But if you get them, like listening to Kobna's music right now, not only this song, so many songs. When you listen, the guitar blows you away, the bass. So you don't know. So the song will go on forever because every day you are hearing new, nice things that is making you appreciate the song more.
Uncle, your people at that time, those who were doing the Boga High Life, did they not get any bashing from the older generation of High Life musicians for introducing something that is a bit...
No, Ekoti Brofu didn't do that. It came in at a time where disco, spinners were also, playing. So we were used to the electric drum, the straight beat, and then they use the same beat for Ekoti Brofu.
Wow.
And so people got used to it straight away, and then, Ghanaian, so people just pick, everybody within 1 month, everybody knows the chorus.
Wow.
And with songs, once we bash it on your page for a month, or the song will be hit, but 3 months, your song is good forever. And so this is how it goes to be. And the bands,
No, continue.
The bands, every band was playing it. Because the musicians, we saw that this is another progression.
Yeah.
When you learn it, you go forward. And the bands that couldn't play it was Mumu Nimbo. And so it made the song everywhere, all over Ghana.
Wow. Is this song Boga High Life? Awoyi by Bessa Simons, and he's right here. Uncle Bessa, is it Boga High Life?
I would say it's a fusion.
Okay.
It's a fusion. I mean the singing is High Life, the beat is something, but still, for me, I hear every music like High Life. So I am a little bit different. Even if I'm jamming with you, wherever I play, I hear it like High Life. So
really?
Yeah, it fits in. It fits in all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, it fits in all the time.
It's a High Life
I was rehearsing with him as Aklerh.
Yeah.
Where was it? I think in London. He was going to do a show, and there's a session where they leave for the keyboard to you play whatever you like, and he will behave like it's left to do your thing.
Yeah.
So at the rehearsals, I changed it to High Life. I remember. I can't remember the title. So I played this High Life, and the whole room went quiet. So I was going on and on and on and on and on. And with our High Lives, you can change it in so many ways. And then Francis Fuster, the percussion, he said, Brahil, I think we have to go. He said, yeah. Come on, let's go. And when we finished that song, he said, Pastor, what was it that you were playing there? So I just turned it into High Life. He said, play it like that all the time.
Wow.
For once, I was
wow.
I was one of the audience, and he enjoyed the High Life bit so much. If you listen to my song Sinana,
yeah,
I put in a High Life guitar created by my So with High Life elements in Ekoti Brofu, you can never go wrong. And like Teddy Osei always says, it's a fusion. Everything Osibisa did was a fusion. And so with their power brass coming in, fire will burn you. It's unique to everybody. What kind of song they're singing in English? But this fire will burn you. What is it about? Oja, what is Oja? And those kind of things. So we have a lot that we
Wow.
can use.
Wow. Joy 99.7 FM. Now, we've had some older high life artists, criticize the younger ones, saying, these people are spoiling the high life genre. They are mixing too many foreign things. So the high life they're doing now can't be considered high life enough. You are a legend in this industry. What do you make of the new forms of high life coming in now in Ghana?
Well, I think for me, they are welcomed. I mean, you just played my song in my era. If I can do Awoyi, why can't they do what they are doing? For me, it's a fusion thing.
Yeah.
And I think we should encourage them.
Okay.
If anything, we can say, maybe if you had added a little influence of maybe high life guitar or percussion here, it's up to them to maybe choose to take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But I think the youngsters are doing well. Also, don't forget, once you are a Ghanaian, you can never sing like a white man. You can never sing like a Jamaican. You can never sing like a Nigerian. You become a second or third fiddle player. So for me, if people are singing, even if I'm asleep, I will know you are from Ghana.
Wow.
If they play our dance hall, Ghana dance hall music, you can hear high life.
Yes, yeah.
Ghana R&B, you can hear. Ghana Afro pop, you can hear. Ghana Afro beats. But thank God, in the definition of Afro beats, high life is in there.
Yeah, sure.
And so you can never do away with high life. And I'll get to that. And that is why I'm always preaching. For Ghanaians, our authentic identity is high life music. And once we all rally behind it with everything that Otin has said, every positive thing that people are saying, and then people come to believe that high life is from Ghana, like we are working on right now about the intangible heritage thing.
Yes.
Then once you follow that, what will people do? People will ask you, what is this high life music I'm hearing about? Where does it come from? Ghana, and people will be coming to Ghana. I remember when I played with Osibisa, anytime they play right now, the song right now, they will say, this is a high life song that is appreciated by everybody in the world. It is very infectious, and it comes from
They will introduce
Ghana.
it like that. Wow.
Yeah, that's how they introduce it. And the moment you started, of course, over the years, they started with Amponsa. Everybody comes on the floor.
Interesting.
And so, for me, playing high life music outside Ghana for a long time, more than 10 years, I know that people appreciate high life music more than we helped in making African music popular in Canada.
Yeah.
Those days, we formed a group called the Native Spirit, and we went round. We taught Canada and America for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And what it is where after our second round, everybody got to know us, and our shows were sold out. And people outside, I don't mean the regular people who go and listen to me, but these are people who want to know what goes on in other countries, And once they hear it, they will send it to their friend, to their brother, to their sister. And it's like when Osibisa goes to Australia, they follow them from Perth to Cairns, and they come with the old vinyl records, because these people, they inherited it from their parents, but they hear Osibisa is coming, they want to, so they bring it. I mean, I was not part of their original members. We all signed autographs on their recordings they've inherited from their parents, and it's all because of high life. High life is solid. And for me, I don't know going anywhere and saying I'm not a high life artist. If I don't say that, me myself, I'm lost. I don't know where I come from. I can sing a high life melody. No white man can sing that. He will struggle for 6 months before he can sing that. If you listen to Osibisa, Aikobi, the bass line, which the Ghanaians created, it took this guy months to grab it.
Wow.
Yeah. But here, I see the Ghanaian musicians, straight
with
away.
ease.
Because it's in our genes. Because we are penning no papa bo Ghana Numa.
Real.
How can Pauline Odro sing High Life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Her parents, his dad was an ambassador, and the house was full of High Life. And she even sings High Life better than, some of the Ghanaians. But it's in us. Ghanaians started so all to a better. In Kenya, better, a better womb. Fantinia, better brofune fanti. It's Fantinia, better, nice one in there. I can't say I didn't laugh. But it's very, very, very true. And I think we should all rally behind it, Yeah. And also, before I forget, I think the media stations should create programs that, like this one, that talks about high life music, that plays high life music. Maybe not the very, very old, even the old ones, they have the line up to now that people are using. Yeah. So if you can identify, this song, this is how it used to sound in the 80s. Yeah. This is how it used to sound in the 90s. This is how another person did it and then you see the current one.
Yeah. Every Tuesday on Drive Time here on Joy FM, we dedicate the time for high life music. Yeah. We are doing so well. Yeah. That have a clap for us. That's not the only time we play, but that is dedicated time for high life. Yeah. That's not the only time we play high life though. But talking about high life music, we have one diva who is also doing well with high life. She's out with a new song called Obi Tanwo featuring Bisakede. Yes, this is new music from Adina featuring Bisa Kade, Joy 99.7 FM, and we are having a conversation on how to promote and preserve high life music. Adina is out with this new one, Obi Tanwo. Yeah, high life music. High life is not dead, it is alive, and Adina is also living the life. Adina, good evening, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. First and foremost, I want to apologize for not being able to make it. I'm sure you can tell that I sound like I have a flu. I'm battling with
we were not happy, but we are okay now. Now that you've joined us on Zoom.
I don't want to come and infect you with the flu in the studios.
Oh, I don't. I wouldn't have minded though.
Coughing, throughout the interview, but thank you for having me.
Good to have you online now, Adina. So everybody is jamming to this music in the studio. Great composition, and we know you mostly do high life music. Apart from the fact that sometimes you drift into other genres, try to spice it up and all that. You do high life most of the time. What is your inspiration for getting into high life in the first place?
It's basically this kind of music that I grew up listening to. High life has been it. It's formed the foundation of my music. And once I finished doing Stars for the Future and I had to decide what the genre would be, it just made sense. Like it was only right for me to, gear towards the thing that is what would make me a Ghanaian. I feel like high life is in our identity, and there's no other genre I could go and do, So high life has always been the goal. It's always been what I've always wanted to do. It's just
now tell us about the creative process for this particular song, Obi Town, which people contributed to the composition, the production, and everything.
Okay, so interesting story for this song. We actually went to Bisa's studio to record a song. Like a song had nothing to do with this. And he was, talking about doing a project with me, wanting to write music for me. So he decided to play a few songs that he had done just so we have an idea. Because he's like, okay, what kind of vibe do you want, So he plays this song. He had already done it. He plays it. And we're like, no, because this song is so different. It's so, I dabble into some high life, but I've never done high life like this. I feel like this is very, very raw and very authentic and very like in your face, So when I heard it, I was like, this is it. So right there and then we just re-recorded it and the song became the song. He decided this was going to be a gift that he was going to give me. And I was really happy to be able to experience Bisa Katie the way I did, because he's amazing at what he does.
No, we are not discouraging people from getting into other genres of music, but we're trying to protect our heritage as high life is ours. What do you think we can do to encourage more people to also do what you're doing right now, as in tapping into our high life music?
I think that when people release high life projects, it should be embraced. A lot of people should help for it to grow, because I feel like in Ghana, most people go with what's popular. So if a popular genre comes out, if somebody does a song that is in a popular genre, that is what the kids will promote, or even the media houses might want to support, I feel like people should be let's intentionally promote high life music. The more we promote it, the more it will look appealing or interesting to the younger ones, for them to want to also have a taste. Because at the end of the day, most of the artists that are out there, they just want a hit song. So if the song that they're about to do, the industry will support it to be a hit, I think they will be encouraged. But if they feel like, high life, I did him, if I do it, nobody's going to play it at a party, no one is going to play it at a club, So I feel like intentional support from the entire industry, which includes even the consumers, like the lay people in the house, it should be intentional. We should all just embrace high life music. And that's what will make it flourish, so that in the end, younger people that are trying to make music will also want to, try some high life music. Yeah.
Have you personally encountered any situation where people maybe discouraged you from getting into high life, maybe passed some negative comment because they think about it in a certain way? Have you encountered such a situation before?
Honestly, no, I haven't. Every time I have done high life, I've had, great people like Bessa, Uncle Bessa, and even Kovna sitting over there saying, oh my God, this is such beautiful. Like, they always give encouraging words. Especially Bessa. Bessa will tell you that was high life music. You should do it. This is how it needs to be. I'm glad that young people like you are doing high life. So I haven't had anybody discourage me yet. So far, it's all been encouragements from, my people that have gone ahead of me and done great things. And I think if it continues like that, we'll get more people like me doing high life. Shout out to Dada Hafko.
Dada Hafko. Great one. So when is the song out already?
Yes, please. The song is out. It came out on the 25th and is available on all streaming platforms.
Awesome. Adina, thanks so much. We will find time to have you right here for some one-on-one conversation. We need to get deeper into music and things that you're doing now, your new projects and all that. Thanks so much for your time on Showbiz A to Z. Adina right there. Adina is a high life musician, and she's been also doing great when it comes to high life music. She performed about 4 or 5 years ago in the Pacific Ocean area, playing My Baby, all those songs there, people jamming to that. And so, one way or the other, she is also selling our music, Ghanaian music to the world through High Life and other fusions. Joy 99.7 FM. Now, I want us to open up this conversation a bit. Which kind of music genre is this one? Is it High Life? Some people say, no, it's not High Life. It is Hip Life. Oting, you're a music producer. Does it qualify to be a High Life song?
Okay, so you see, time has evolved. And the way things would have been played some years back, it wouldn't be played today.
Okay.
Those days, they used to pick up tones from so many devices and all that.
Yeah.
Today, thanks to VST, the tones are already treated, so you have it any way you want. Easy to tweak back and forth. So people explore so much. They come out with beautiful sounds. They leave it as it is, and we all jam to it. There are missing elements. Now, when you start to put all those missing elements in there, then you will know where the songs, stand. You can't go and put dancehall element in this jam right now for it to click the way it's supposed to. But I wish people were in the studio when the song was playing to see what legends here were doing. Just those three ka. It went straight into it. And the beautiful part is, when that even came in, the groove was super.
Yeah.
So that's also another part. So in my opinion, I will be very comfortable in classifying this song as a High Life song. Plus, look at the melodies that he used.
Yeah.
Look at the way he sang. He didn't sing like singing R&B. Neither did he sing any soul, progression or anything. Everything that he poured out with the choice of melody that he used, the progressions and all that, went straight into High Life. And guess what? Let's take this whole instrumentation out. Let's get somebody to even play Amponsa to this.
There you go.
I saw a live band performance where there is.
You play Amponsa to this, and you won't omit a thing. it works perfectly. So yes, time has evolved. Things are changing. The tones are wide for us producers to explore, and we'll do that. But the question is, what we put on and the mentality we have in building the basics really tells a lot. It qualifies for.
Then I have cool. Why qualifier?
Yeah, you see, there was a time,
I
played you a song.
Okay.
There's a Cuban artist called Perez Prado.
Prado, you sent that
and
to
he
me.
had a song called Peanut Vendor.
Yes.
The same song Nanam Pedu used in doing ow, ow, the same song Flavor used in doing Ashao.
Yes,
When you listen all the songs and you hear Nanam Pedu's one, you know this is high life. Because of what he was doing on the song.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The things he was singing on the song will tell you where the song is coming from. So like Otin said, the moment you put some amponsa on it, and picture this, back in the day, high life songs from the Western region did not really have guitars dominating in them.
Okay.
They used to play a lot of wind instruments. Yes, and the ones that were coming from the Ashanti region had a lot of guitars dominating in them.
Yeah.
So you may not have all the elements passing into one song, but you may find certain elements in them, and the moment the elements are present, they are high life.
Bravo, you want to add something to it?
I mean, I'm surprised we are even debating about it.
No, for education purposes. Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Because of the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas.
Because some people want to hear some Yamponsa or Donson or you see. I mean, so
like Otin rightly said, there's been music evolution. And as far as high life music is concerned, it has evolved since its inception. You know what I mean? The high life music Nanam Pedu played, it's not the same kind of high life music Kwabna played.
Of course.
So it's going through a phase of evolution, and that doesn't change the fact that it's high life. It's typical high life music. I mean, no doubt about that. Congrats to Kim Paluta. It's a beautiful.
Great one, Uncle Bessa. Before we do the second experiment, then we go on line and speak to the other.
So
members.
I mean, I hear it. Like I said before. The moment they started it, I can hear all the high life elements in it. The ones they've syncopated, the one they've cut some off and then used them one click is in there. But the good thing is that even the younger ones, when they are listening to this, the cut will be behind. It's at the back of their mind, and you see their footsteps. Every time is in there. Exactly. White people. Europeans can never do that. They will hear it from some offbeat and throw their hands off anywhere, So for me, this is a high life song. It sounds like, and the younger ones are doing it by taking some elements that exactly. But I mean, I have a band. We play all this modern music.
Wow.
But I arrange them to a big band sound because I love the brass. We will do our brass session, do different arrangements with the singing and things, so to suit my fans. But this one is a typical high life, and the reason why it's a typical high life is that every Ghanaian will understand this, and they will get up and dance because of the high life in it.
I love that.
That's why it's a hit. That is why.
But Kwame, I think producers also play a very big role.
I don't want to. I want to come to the producer side separately.
Oh, okay.
Your role in making sure. So second experiment. Then we go on the phone lines. We want to understand high life. That is why I'm playing these songs to you to listen to. Yeah, and by way of learning, getting to know what high life is, we've been playing some of the high life songs to you to understand why they are high life songs. I think this is Rexoma's Abiba. Again, is a high life.
This song was produced by a Jamaican.
A Jamaican?
Yes. No, a Ghanaian.
A Jamaican?
Yes. A Jamaican. But I believe Uncle Rex supervised everything because he himself, the one wild thing about those times is each and every one of them came through a certain training. You should have joined a band being trained to become a musician.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with the late Kofi B, KK Fosu, and all the. You need to go through the band. Come here. You will go through the band. If you don't go through the band, which other avenue do you have? You don't have any other avenue. You do the thing in school, but if you really want to get there, and you go through the band, start carrying the instrument, and then you start being recognized. They give you a pass, second pass. When the main one needs to pee or one man tema, you get a session, and then on and on. you start to get, or probably if the main one is still no be beautiful fra, then he pushes you say
okay.
So when he doesn't have a gig, he come and support you. So those people come from a certain background. So when they meet with a producer, it's very beautiful. I've worked with Kobe here, and a lot of people don't know that I even did Royalty with him.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
And
wait.
And when we are in the studio, do you know the beauty of it? Kobe will tell you, and you will play, and he's like, no, would your body obo. He tests himself and tests you, and then we find a sweet spot.
That's it.
And sometimes he comes on the keyboard and he has something in his mind.
Yeah.
You can't interpret it the way he wants. So
okay.
he gives you the idea and you go full on it. So when you're working with him, you don't get tired because you're not the only person dishing out.
He takes part in the production.
He takes part in the production.
Wow.
And that is how these people have been. We're coming back to this Rex production.
Yeah.
Rex is a very good instrumentalist. So obviously, when he meets a producer to produce, it doesn't matter whether it's David Guetta or wherever you are from. He can whip you in line to get the best out of you. This is a great piece. I mean, it was done in London, and I know some few Ghanaians contributed to it, and yet today this song pops. But I think this has a fusion of pop and high life.
Yeah.
Because around that time, pop was really the thing that was going on that everybody was feeling. So look at the guitars and everything, but the kicks,
yeah.
And it has a traces of Choketeka.
Yes,
Kunka and all that because it was the same producer that if I'm right, I've had a extensive conversation with him. If it was the same producer, so it has a bit of a pop feel and a high life feel. And look at the melodies that he poured on, straight high life with no bend, no curve. So I mean, this to me would work for me as a high life music any day.
Okay, so for you, the producers, as we're talking about how we can preserve high life, what do you think is your role in doing this? What role do you have to play? If somebody comes to you and says, I want Amapiano, and you knowing that we want to preserve high life, do you smuggle some high life elements in there to help push the cause?
There are two types of musicians.
Okay.
Those that don't know what they want, give me something nice, make a spit on them. Yeah, they don't know what they want. All he knows is he has something in him, and he can do it.
Okay.
You give me a beat. You just open the beat. And we have those that you open the beat, he listens and he go like, pause. You wait for him na men shadi. Boesha. I think my main friend akat no me yes adi we waha. He starts to fine tune your idea. Good. To get what they want. These are the two types of musicians. Lucky you, if you are a dumb producer who doesn't know much about the production you're doing, but you have the feeling of playing beats, and you meet, oh, what do you have? Bobby Biamame. Then, Nyamie di Huafofie. Which means, the Obama be obenya feeling, or whatever you play, the feeling he gets to, vibe with it, and you're safe. But if you go meet somebody who knows what they have, and unfortunately, you can't also express yourself as an engineer who is well endowed on keys, then you would have a problem. So those days, most producers came from also the band and all that. So we are all good on keys. So the musician comes, and this is how we used to do it then. They start to sing, and you catch the key, and then you start to play the chords, and then you add the drum patterns, you add this, and then we're going. So then, if the person really wants high life, or whatever field he's training out, if it's high life, or if it's whatever, you're playing according to it, and you come up with something so beautiful. So the key range is on point, the melodies are on point. Today, how many songs do you see? Do you hear interludes and all that? It's no more.
You want it fast.
It doesn't happen. So if you happen to meet such people, and we have those producers who unfortunately cannot work. So what they do is they've played the beat plenty. Oh, me will beat be brave or oh, brah. Mamin Sandy Bimao, he starts throwing some of the beats at you. Guess what? They are all made of samples throughout. Way back, they used to use samples. But what happens is, it was just a something for the base that gave the idea for them to build on. Now, you can listen to a producer's song, and from A to Z, from drum parting to hi-hat to whatever, everything is sampled. And some of the samples, you can't pitch them or change the key to a certain way. So once the beat is sent to the musician, and you want to change something, you want to, kind of like minus something, add something, it becomes a challenge.
Yeah.
Because the producer himself cannot touch anything. So that is some of the things that is happening in our industry. They give you fixed and already cooked food.
Okay.
You can't go and add anything anymore. So it's either you vibe with it or you don't do anything. And it's easy going, and that is what the world is vibing to. And we go. Do you know that now people sit down and play beats on its own?
Yeah.
Start chop the whole beat, small, everything, and then they throw it out online. So Kwame, you can go and buy a whole pack from a producer, and what do? You put the hi-hat, you put the kick, you put the this, you put the that, and you have a beat. It's somebody's idea. So ask yourself, most of these people playing amapiano, I wish someday some people will do a live session and pick up beats that people have played and sit them down to play the same chords that they played for that same beat that is making waves. And I'm telling you, you'll be embarrassed because people have played it online. I'm not saying it's bad because creativity can be derived from anywhere. Yes. So that is where we are now. Some people will take it with you from the scratch. And that's the brilliance of it, because then you are able to twist it, turn it to get the best that you want and still make changes till your final mixes are done. But some people to arrange it and dash it to you. But if we want to preserve high life, I think we should tilt towards those that we've relegated to the background. That is the live instrumental session players. Live instrumental session players. We should really bring them in.
Okay.
I was very lucky to have recorded or been supervised to record Emanuela.
Okay. Yeah.
With Apietus.
Okay.
That time, I was understudying him and still working with him. And guess what? The bass line, Ofori came and Ofori gave his bass line. Do 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 do. That's what the police said he wanted. And guess what? I was with him in the studio very early in the morning. It was around 9. And Apietus works till late, around 1. So he doesn't come early. I come early and then he comes later. And when everything was done, the swings that he wanted, playing that on the keyboard would be a little difficult. We called it basses. He was short and fat from Megastar those days. And he came and interpreted do-do-do-do-do-do. Do 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 do. Just those simple swings, and it changed everything. It's not like the producer couldn't play it, but there are some things that a session player or a live instrument can add to your song to give it that beauty that keyboard alone cannot interpret it for you. Imagine interpreting Amachi Dede's violins with keyboard.
Wow.
Or thinking that you are very good on keys, so be a Kwame sax, you want to do it on keyboard. The swells and the swings and everything will beat you, so you will miss. And these are some of the things that we need to take to account. If we want to do sharp music to represent us, then I'm sorry we will not get there, because even the Dres and the Timbalands and all that, you go see them in a studio making production and they have almost about 4 or 5 people sitting down doing that, the skastosh and all those. They are very super keyboard players that we have no idea. But they still invite session players to come in. And I think if we want that uniqueness, if we want that greatness, if we want that mixture of beauty that goes out there and becomes more nicer, then we need to invite session players. Okay. One thing is, if you program synthetics throughout, the moment we are done enjoying your lyrics, we are done with your beat. Because nothing new comes out. The unfortunate part people don't know is, it's just a 4-bar loop. Then we loop that 4-bar again and again. So if it's synthetics, it's done. But imagine if you bring Dan Aklerh or anybody else to come and play. Because it's human, you give him the whole stretch of 4 or 5 minutes music, and guess what? He is expressing his feels throughout. So today you're listening to the lyrics and it's so nice. Tomorrow you're done with the lyrics, but you hear
something
guitar,
in there.
It plays something big. This is how we need to go.
Great.
If not, and we want to have the cheap side of production, we will have a limited time for our songs, and it will die out the moment the euphoria is over.
Awesome.
And high life, cannot thrive on synthetics only. Even when they used to do the boga and all that, they were still playing the live guitar, the sax, and all those things, the horns and all that. I know they're expensive, but if we say we need to preserve it, probably music should avail some people that when you call, they can get it. We will get to music. We can get it for less, because session men are now very expensive to handle. But these are the only people that can keep us going, because they really understand it.
Okay, we will get to music, so Uncle Bessa, keep that one. I'll come and ask you a question on that. Joy 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. We're having a masterclass on High Life today, how to preserve and promote High Life music. You can send in your thoughts, 05511119997. In a moment, I'll be speaking to Professor John Collins, who is he is an ethnomusicologist. In the meantime, though, some of your comments here. This one says, my question to Uncle Bessa, with all this rich history being shared, how are they preserving it? Great conversation. Let the sweet wine of High Life continue. Growing up in the 70s, High Life was very sacrosanct. Hardly would you hear profane words or lyrics. Most High Life songs that had God or godly elements in them were touchingly impactful in the society. You asked if Kwabena's latest was a gospel or High Life. Let me ask you, Our Father by Sweet Talks, was it gospel or High Life? Kudos to Kwabena now collaborating with gospel musicians. The stakes are going to be higher. Please let the sweet wine of High Life continue. In this world of AI, our organic High Life will be sweeter than before. Joy FM, let's go straight on the phone lines and speak to Professor John Collins. Prof, good evening.
Good evening.
Great having you here again. Last week, it was very insightful, and we've had comments from people appreciating what we did last week, especially with your education on High Life music.
Thank you very much.
Well, so today we're here to talk about how we can preserve and promote Ghanaian High Life music. In your own opinion, what do you think is the surest way of achieving this?
Okay, I'll make a few points. One is about we need to honor the names of the pioneers of high life. I'm an old man, so I'm talking about olden day time. People like E.K. Nyami, E.T. Mensah, King Bruce, Onyena Kakeku, Kwamensa. These are the people who laid the foundation because they made so many records in the 1950s. And yet, we don't seem to honor their names. Let me explain what I mean by this. If you go to America, you can say that jazz is the national music of the United States of America. And because it's been recognized as such, the houses of people like Louis Armstrong, John Coltrane, have become places where people visit, like small museums. And we don't have anything like this in Ghana. We don't have any of the houses of the pioneering highlight musicians or where they worked, which have been turned into national monuments, that people can go to and see how these people lived back in those days. Whereas in America, they do, you see. All the top jazz musicians, where they lived, where they were born, where they worked, have become sort of centers for pilgrimages, if you can say, by later jazz musicians. And on this question of Louis Armstrong, let me just tell you one thing you probably don't yet know, because it hasn't been announced. So that in 2 years' time, that's 2026, will be the 70th anniversary of when Louis Armstrong, the famous jazz musician, first came to Ghana. He came here twice. And what the Louis Armstrong House in New York is doing in 2 years' time is going to make a celebration of him coming to Ghana. I know it's not got anything directly to do with high life, but when he got off the plane at Kotoka Airport, or what they were then called Aklerh Airport, it was a highlight tune, All For You, that E.T. Mensah and the others played for him. So the first thing we need in Ghana is to locate some of the houses of the pioneering highlight musicians and turn them into shrines. I don't mean religious shrines, but shrines for young highlight musicians to get some inspiration and see how these people lived and worked. Another thing, the government actually needs to officially recognize and honor these musicians. I don't know if you remember, about, I don't know, it was 15 or 20 years ago, there was a time when a picture of Ephraim Amu appeared on the 10 CD note. One of our currency notes had a picture of a musician.
Yeah.
Well, I was expecting that to be followed up with at least E.T. Mensah, E.K. Nyami, and the others, and it never was. And I always felt sort of sad that the other musicians, who were also very popular, just as Ephraim Amu was, in some ways, to be honest, E.T. Mensah and E.K. were more popular because their records went far and wide. But they've never been officially recognized by the government in some sort of this official way. And then there should be festivals dedicated to specific musicians. I'm talking about old-timers. I remember when I was with the Folklore Board back in the 1990s, we were thinking about the possibility of having an annual festival dedicated to Kwame Dadzie, who was the first to record Yam Ponsa back in 1928. So these things there needs to be official recognition in the society. I know these people have long gone, and the younger generation, are new on the scene, but you can't really boost high life if you don't also recognize the people who put high life together over the last 50 or 100 years. So this is one of my ideas. Another idea, because I'm a university person.
Yes, sir. Please continue, sir.
Yeah, I've been teaching now at Legon Music Department. Next year will be my 30th year. One of the things that I noticed was that we had a problem around about 1988. The PNDC government demoted music and dance, performing arts, in the education system of JSS, when they were doing the reorganization of the JSS SSS system around in the late 1980s. Music was demoted. Now, when I was first in Ghana as an adult, you've made me an ethnomusicologist, but don't forget, when I first was in Ghana, I was a musician. So I was playing bands with the Pop Chains. I think there were about 10 pop bands in Achimota College alone. And Bessa just talked earlier in this program about the importance of of his training in, I think it was Cape Coast. Was it at one of the universities, schools in Cape Coast was where he got his training. So we had these pop chains. We had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pop bands, student pop bands. The reason is music was taught in the schools. They got access to the instruments. All of this stopped in around about 1988. And we had years and years of music. And it wasn't only music that was removed or demoted. They took history out of the education system for schools, not at university level. Music and history. So maybe some older people, I remember people saying, oh, the youth of Ghana, they don't know their history, they don't know their music. Well, it's not the youth's fault. Music and history was taken out of the education system or demoted. Maybe that's been corrected by now, but I think that music should be an absolute key, and when I say music, I mean music and dance, a key part of the education system. So this is my main point, actually. So that when I was first teaching at Legon, it was very difficult to get students who had ever touched musical instruments. Because back in the days of, let's say, Nkrumah and up to about the 1970s, most youth in Ghana would get access to musical instruments either through the churches, through traditional music, or through their schools. And there were so many school bands. As I mentioned, I even played with some of these school bands at Achimota when I was young. But it was all I think Ken Kafui, the famous music composer, he told me that there were about 7 or 8 music teachers at Achimota. All of this ended. So the youth were left to their own devices. So one thing is that needs to be reinstated. And I completely agree with your speaker who was talking about the absolute vital importance of live performance. So live performance can be taught in the schools. Children and school children should be encouraged to put highlight bands together as well as traditional groups. So this is one idea.
Great, Prof.
I have other ideas, but I think that will do for the moment.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. I think one of these days we need to, my producer needs to bring you into the studio for a one-on-one. We need a lengthier conversation with you. So producer will get in touch with you again so we can have ample time to talk to you on matters concerning Ghanaian music and all that. Thanks so much for your time this evening, Professor John Collins.
Okay, thank you to you and your team.
Great, thank you. Okay, so Professor John Collins there, music journalist, ethnomusicologist, lecturer, and a musician, speaking to us here on Joy 99.7 FM. We have more to give you, but let's take a spin. We'll be right back.
1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. Simple, right? But math is not so simple when you play Fly X with Win Boost from Betway. 1 + 1 can be 6 and 2 + 2 can be 12. Because you get your winnings boosted by up to 300% more. That means whatever you win times 3. So think about the last time won. How much would that be on Fly X with Win Boost? You do the math. Then visit betway.com.gh to play. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Are you ready to have the blast of a lifetime? Get ready for the newest and ultimate game show here on Joy Prime, Family Arena! The Family Arena is a fun-filled game show which you see families battle it out in exciting games and quizzes to win amazing cash prizes and lots of other goodies as well. We are going to have so much fun here on the Family Arena. Now, to participate, send your family name and the first name of 3 of your family members to 0551 575757 and join us on this ultimate new game show, the Family Arena.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour.
Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM every Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Hits FM on Mondays at 5:30 a.m. and Joy Prime TV on Saturdays at 7 a.m.
Gripping conversations, business opportunities, and inspiring life stories in the engine room. We have it all. Tune in to Springboard, your virtual university with Reverend Albert Okran, this Sunday at 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, Facebook, and YouTube. Catch the repeat telecast on Joy Prime every Saturday at 9 a.m. Sponsors: Enterprise Group, MTN Pulse, UMB Bank, and Central University. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy Prime, and Graphic Business. Springboard. Your personal value will shoot up.
Here's where we turn around. Here's where we turn around.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed star 712 hash and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I can to tickets as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the car cashier. Prizes are cashier in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Still on Joy 99.7 FM, your superstation, Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie, show brought to you by MTN everywhere you go. And looking for a smarter and a more convenient way to stay connected? Then it's time to live seamlessly with MTN eSIM. Now, you don't have to carry multiple phones around because with MTN eSIM, you can have multiple numbers linked to just one smartphone. Just dial star hash 06 hash to check your phone's eligibility, download my MTN app, or you can visit the MTN website to request for your eSIM. You can also visit any of their service centers nationwide to get easy hands-on assistance. So go seamless with MTN eSIM for convenience and seamless connectivity. What are we doing today? It's High Life Conversation Day. Are you ready for a blast of a lifetime? Get ready to be part of the newest and ultimate TV game show on Joy Prime this August. Family Arena is a fun, tricky, diverse, and hilarious family TV game show that will blow your mind. Join the train to win cash and incredible prizes. To participate, send your family name and the first name of a 3-member team to 055157577 055157577 for more information. Entry is not limited to the nuclear family. Interested viewers can join with siblings, cousins, grandparents, and grandchildren. Family Arena coming soon on Joy Prime, the ultimate TV experience. Family Arena, spice up your family life. Now, have you played the new Fly X with Win Boost from Betway? Well, if you haven't, you are in for a ride. For the first time ever, Betway is introducing the Win Boost feature into a brand new game which will let you win up to 300% more than any other game out there. That means that if you would have one, let's say 500 Ghana cedis, it could be up to 1,000 Ghana cedis. Wow. And 1,000 Ghana cedis could go up to 3,000 Ghana cedis. Umpewe na pede. What are you waiting for? Play Fly X with Win Boost exclusively at betway.com. Bet responsibly. Not under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway, get way more. Now, what is luck? For many, luck is that glorious moment when you find money in your trousers right when you're broke. I love that feeling. For others, luck is being picked out of a crowd for a reward. And for us, luck is a life-changing event, and we believe everyone deserves a shot at it. So luck is coming. Do you believe it? You want to receive it? And it's coming with prizes so exciting they will make your head spin. You want to be the luckiest? Just dial *712# and get your ticket. The more you buy, the better your chances of winning. And remember, when you hear that catchy jingle, it's your cue to pay attention. It could be you, and it could be your lucky day. Luck is on its way to find you and your community, so stay sharp. The luckiest, luck is everywhere, and luck is on Joy 99.7 FM. If you just tune in, you are lucky to chance on this conversation because it is very, very insightful. I have all the great people that matter in the world of music right here. Let me get to Uncle Bessa Simons, who is president of Musica. We've been talking about how to preserve high life, and we've spoken at length about a number of things. Uncle Bessa, is there anything Musica can do to help us achieve this cause, or is there something you are doing already that we don't know?
Well, I mean, we have put so many projects, in line. For example, this year, at the end of August, we'll be launching a high life competition.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
high life competition.
Yes, because we have to do things with high life. The main thing, and everything should work towards the brand.
Okay.
Branding high life.
Okay.
Even before we get the
UNESCO
thing happening, we have to brand high life. We have to talk about high life. Titles like High Life is Ghana, Ghana is High Life.
Great.
And so with this, and I think they do the same thing in Jamaica. The best reggae song, we're going to do the best high life song, and then the winner will get an award and things.
Wow.
But to preserve our high life music, one of the things we have to do, and I think producer Oting mentioned it, is although it might be a bit expensive, but that's where we get the longevity in music, on songs.
Okay.
That we bring in the top session men.
Good.
Let them come and add a little spirit to it. When I say spirit, song is full of spirit. Even that is why when you are in a room and you're doing a production, somebody will hum or sing something, and the top producers will stop and ask you, what did you do? If someone remembers, they put it in the song, and those things become, like landmarks in music.
Okay.
So I think we should bring in the session man, top session man, bring in the guitarist, bring in the horns man, and after they finish, find somewhere to place it. If it's not sitting in the song, fine, you can move on. But we can also do versions of songs.
Okay.
So you have this version, we have that version, and so that it will go. And also, for the older high life musicians to start recording again. They have to record and release songs. Most of us have relaxed too much, and we should come out, go to the studios. I'm sure they will be ready to produce us, for us to also add ours to it, and that will also help preserve high life music. I mean, I'm so happy Kobna is doing it, other people are doing it, but there are more people who should do it.
Yeah.
The other thing is we shouldn't be shy, because I tell you, the truth of the matter is that Afrobeat doesn't put money into all musicians' pocket. If you see someone doing it and he's excelling, doesn't mean when you two go there, you get money. It doesn't work like that. It takes a lot, And for us as Ghanaians, I wanted, like Echo Tibrofo
yeah,
happened, and we are still playing it because it had high life attached to it. Even if you do a reggae music, there will come a time that you will need to add high life reggae to it for you to be different from. So that comes direct to you. Kwame Dadzie is a high life reggae artist. Then it raises the question: what is high life reggae? Oh, it's a music from Ghana. Yako. And so branding high life and adding it to everything will also help us preserve. At the same time, as music, we are working.
I'm not cutting you before you come to the musical thing again. Still on the branding high life. Yeah. Some time ago, Rexoma suggested that we collect all the sub variants of high life, put them together, even if it's hip life, call everything high life, to brand it like how Nigerians are doing to Afrobeat with the S. Do you think that would help me maybe regain our glory?
Super. That's the same thing that I'm driving at. You know, for example, we're working on something. Very soon we will have a place where you can stream only Ghanaian music.
Okay.
And that will also help. Okay. You know, at the same time, we are working on a High Life Museum.
Wow.
And
wow.
We're working on a High Life Museum where it will be a one-stop shop. When you go to this museum, you can hear High Life from, Kwame up to what is happening now. And I think the good thing is that every music that goes there will be branded as High Life. So you go in there, you can hear Afrobeats, you can hear everything. But we are saying this is, they
are children of High Life
Museum. Yeah. So I think High Life should be everywhere when you come to Ghana. If you want to hear Ghanaian music, it should be High Life music. You can be a dancehall artist, fine. But whatever happens, you'll be more authentic if you add High Life to it. And I think that will be a good thing to
Good points made there. Before I come to Kwame, let me come to the other half cool. Yeah, so I think you still have some points to add as to what we can do to help preserve and promote High Life. Please let them.
Kwame, there's a saying that goes like, brighten the corner where you are.
Yeah.
And then when you get it brightened, you are definitely going to, get attraction from some people. I think that we are a people who have been brought up not to like what we originate. Like when we were kids, it is only when the stranger is coming to the house where the Pyrex bowl will be used to serve the stranger. A Pyrex bowl that nobody has eaten in before, or the biggest meat will be given to the stranger that is coming. What are you telling the child? You're telling the person to appreciate, a foreigner or a stranger more than you appreciate the people that you're living with them. I believe that the mindset of our people, even you today, you made a statement. Let me take your mind. You said, "Yo, darling, doing High Life music, a young guy who just say High Life from You understand?
I was just describing his age bracket.
Yes, the mindset of the people is that it's a substandard genre, or it is for some particular type of people. It is not everybody who. High Life is a genre of music, just like hip hop, just like reggae, just like any other thing. And then when Otin said that for the platforms where they do not have High Life, so when you go there, your song is going to go under Afro or whatever, before the Afro beats became the sensation of today.
Great.
Where were they putting their songs? There was no Afro beats on these platforms. In 2006, when we did Fide Gadoji, we were fortunate to have had the songs on CD Baby and all these places. There were nothing like Afro beats. Some people started the agenda because when the people get to know that there is some fire coming from this place, all the people, that's how the Western world is. When attention comes from, when Gangnam's, what was the name of the song? Gangnam Style came.
Yeah.
Everybody's attention swing to the, to the Eastern world.
Yeah.
So when we started here, people are going to feel like, oh, some new sensation be about Ghana or your friend a High Life, and people will get tapped into it. So my thing is that what is the motivation? Because we need to motivate people for them to get into High Life. Because look, like I said, for the past decade or more, high life music is what has dominated in our space. Check all the rappers. All their hit songs are high life songs. Check all the dancehall people. All their hit songs are high life songs. But who is trumpeting them? What is the motivation? Because the people who make high life music don't want to claim it. They don't want to claim. Shatawale wins high life song of the year and people are trolling him. Meaning it is a substandard genre. You don't have to do it. Me, I get people calling me crassy. Oh, what, you're too crassy for you. So what is the motivation? That is where I believe the TGMA can come in.
Okay.
I believe that the TGMA platform is a platform where people will malign, people will say all type of stuff. But on the D-Day, it is a place where factuals are established.
Great.
If the TGMA comes and say this year, the person who wins the ultimate, I'm not saying they should do it so, but I'm just saying, the person who wins the ultimate is the one who wins the high life song of the year. Subsequently, do you know how many people who would want to win the ultimate? Do you know how many people who will start trumpeting the high life agenda? Because there is a prize to win. There is some. So if we want to be intentional in making high life great again, this is the route we need to go. You understand? Because you want people to get involved, set a benchmark, set something ahead of them for them to know that when I venture into this, because mind you, every Ghanaian artist, look, when we were celebrating Amachi Day at the TGMA, we had dancehall people, we had rappers and everything, but look at how they sang Amachi's song. High life is the only genre. When you bring it to Ghana here, any other person, whether the person does francophone, whether the person does what, people will sing with their hairs going mad. So we need to have a motivation. How do we motivate the people? So I believe that the TGMA is a platform. If we want to be intentional about what we have, we want to sell what we have to the world, we need to be very intentional about this. For the platforms that do not have high life and all these things, they don't have to. When they see the fire coming from Ghana,
they will create that for us.
They will create a platform for you. Because look, back in the day, I witnessed a lot of hip life who are legends today. They went out there, and when they were asked of the genre they do, they say they do world music. That is us. We always don't champion what we have. We always embrace the foreigner, like what the foreigner is doing. No more. Look, when Burna Boy did the Odogu song, he came to Ghana, employed the services of a Ghanaian guitarist to go and play the guitar. Why? He wants the thing to sound authentic. So he went to the home of high life and got it done. So for me, I believe we need to have a motivation. That is where the TGMA comes in, because once we get that, we are going to have a lot of people getting onto the pitch, and once it goes on like that, it will become a revolution that will spark. Once it sparks, because we already have it in our DNA. Every Ghanaian musician, from Shasha Mali to Obio, any type of genre, Obia was our DNA no anymore.
Awesome.
So when the revolution sparks, it's unstoppable, and then we'll be able to get to the world.
Thank you, Dada Hafko. Good points there. Let me go on the phone lines and speak to Apietus in the mix. He is a music producer. Let me ask him. Apia Dankwa.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can also hear you loud and clear. I hope you're doing well.
I'm good, by God's grace, and you?
Doing fantastic right here. Now, today we're looking at how we can promote, project, preserve high life. You've done a lot of high life songs in this country. As a music producer, what do you think is the way forward when it comes to preserving and promoting high life?
Okay, I was listening to when Dadia Afko was talking, and this is what I think. He's saying that they should give incentives, sort of incentives for the TGMA to high life. I mean, the TGMA is built on trend, so if you say they should make high life artists or the high life song the topmost this thing, I don't think they will agree. But what it is what we can do is whoever wins high life artist or high life song will get something from nice package that will want people to really like that thing. that particular article. But this is what it is. In Ghana, we don't push our own. The whole thing is we don't push. I mean, this is what we do. When there's a new genre, and I can tell you, I've been from the high life era to the Azonto era up to today. When it comes to getting a new genre coming from Ghana, then we forget the other one. We drop it. Then we move to the next one. Then we keep moving and dropping everything else. Same thing we did to Azonto. Same thing. Anything we create, we just leave it. Now, what is happening is people are just copying from other countries. So we are not going anywhere. I think if I check Jamaica, they are still doing reggae and dancehall. They haven't stopped. The kwaito I know is what they added a log drum to, and they call it Amano in South Africa. Everybody's keeping their own. Nigerians have hammered the Afro beat till now. It's like they own it. Meanwhile, it started in Ghana. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
We have things we can keep, but I just don't understand. We just keep dropping it, and it's not just the DJs or the musicians. It's everybody else. Oh wait.
Hello?
Picking the thing. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
They pick it, and before you know, they made it their own. Before you know, another country will pick it their own. Yeah. That shit or one.
Too bad. Appear to your line is tripping at the moment. I don't know if you can reposition yourself so we can get you clearer.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better now. Okay, continue.
It's not my fault. I'm sure you know why. So that's the thing. I mean, we keep dropping our genre and picking our ones. And now in Ghana, everybody's playing Afrobeat. Everybody's playing Amapiano. Now watch it. I like what this guy did recently. Kimpaluta. It sounds like the Boga highlight did.
Yeah.
The beat is used. So people miss that. Why can't we just go back to it, do our own thing, and make so much noise that create dances to it, put it out in the world? Then we live in the global village because of the internet. Put it everywhere, and before you know, Charlie, we own the town, we own the world. But in fact, you see somewhere where artists will come. We have been doing it to everybody. So it's hard. It's hard. Like somebody said, they give the award, High Life Award to how do you call it? Satawale.
Yeah.
Satawale. And he wasn't proud of it. He was fighting for dancehall art, dancehall song. We are dancehall and reggae. We Ghanaians can never claim no matter what we do. It belongs to Jamaica. Why can't we be proud of ours? It's a big problem.
Awesome. Awesome. It appears we're still not getting you clearer. And yes.
I don't know. Maybe I should talk to the producer and give the producer another number.
Okay. Let's do that.
So if you can hand over to whoever the producer is,
okay.
Another number.
Okay, thank you. All right. Apia Dankwa there, Apietus, in the mix. He's a music producer, also sharing his opinion on this one. How to preserve and promote high life. Let me come to Kwabena. Kwabena, so what advice do you have for younger musicians regarding how we can preserve and promote high life? What do you have to tell them?
See, from all the submissions coming from, members of a panel and those who join us via phone, you realize that our music still lives. It's just up to us, the people, to embrace it and give it every attention and every seriousness it needs. What I'll say to every young artist out there is that if you do your research, okay, you realize that about 90% of the hit songs or any song that made it to the top in Ghana is typically high life music. So that should be the benchmark. And if you really want to make some hit or make an impact on the musical scene here and be able to make it out there as well, you can look no further but improve your skill on how to compose or perform high life music, you know. So it's very, very basic, and it's very, very straightforward. It's up to us, like that I of course said, I agree in totality. It's up to us to be able to embrace our music and be proud of our own and present ourselves as such. You know, the trying to look like somebody is too much. It's too much within our system. It looks as if you present yourself as, you know, as a Ghanaian, and you present yourself as somebody who is a typical Ghanaian, and you like your typical stuff, it looks as if I say we are Titikwana as a umpoye. You get what I'm saying? We like to present ourselves like a foreigner, or present ourselves like somebody else before we feel accepted, and that kind of culture, that's what we need to look at. But I, for one, I believe that high life music is here to stay, because trust me, when I started my career, this kind of conversation was still going on. I was still sitting on radio, and people asking me, "Ain't it high life?" No, yeah. And guess what? Next year I'll be 20 years. So that alone should tell you that high life is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's our music, and it forever will be. You said something from the beginning of a conversation.
Yeah.
Saying UNESCO is actually
considering listing us as.
You see, as we even rejecting and not projecting it, UNESCO is coming to give it to us.
Yeah.
We lobbied. We lobbied. Though.
We lobbied.
We actually lobbied.
I think Afco was part of that.
I was part of it. We lobbied. Yeah.
And even with that, I hear Liberia, Nigeria, and other people are trying to say, "Oh, let's share. Let's share.
Let's share.
Let's share it." Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Please, Apia Dankwa is back online. Apia is back online.
The sad thing is,
Apia.
Yeah.
Good to be back. So, yes, good to be back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me too?
Yeah, clear.
Awesome. So, please, you were talking about we being proud of High Life.
Yeah, I mean, not only the musicians, not only the DJs, not the, what do you call it, the radio stations, media houses, whatever. Everybody should play a part in it. You know, because that's what we have. And you see, naming is very important. Naming of anything is very important. And High Life is attributed to Ghana, you know. So no matter the genre, I'm not saying don't play any other genre, but we should make sure our own is dominant. That is what I am saying. So let's push it to the world. There are so many styles, like Pepe was in Pepe, Kwama is there. It's High Life. But there's nothing like inside, but it's a High Life song. Because we have, diverse ways of making the High Life. So let's do it. Jam to it. Most of the jams I did back then is High Life. And no Nigerian entered Ghana during those days. You couldn't. You know, because the songs we did was playing everywhere and people were enjoying it. But now they've taken over the airwaves, they've taken over the clubs and all that. And it's our fault because we're not making music that the elderly, the young can enjoy. You know, music that we make is only targeted to some certain audience, and it's not helping. You should make music that cuts across, and that's my problem. And slowly we are going down.
Good.
We need an identity that wherever they play it, everybody say this music comes from Ghana. Simple.
Abiatus, but let me ask you. I asked you a question earlier. Same question I posed to Weyoting. I asked if, as a producer, you have any influence in maybe sometimes fusing some high life elements into productions that people bring to you, even if it is not high life. Do you have that power, that influence to do that?
Okay, so I think Kwame is in the studio, right?
Yes, he's here.
So if Kwame comes and he says he wants to do reggae, right? He wants pure reggae, and I have to do it for him, you know. And I want to infuse high life, and he says he doesn't want it. Am I going to arrest him or what? The musician doesn't have the, unless it's your own production, but you don't have the or the power. You can suggest it, the artist has to accept. Are you getting my point?
I'm getting you, but Otin earlier mentioned there are two types of musicians. There are those that come and allow you to do anything for them because they are
not all the time. I can give you a typical example. You know, I work with Daddy Lumba, right? And usually he wants to sing his song, then you follow suit and play the beat. But I gave him a beat. He listened to the beat and he loved it, and he did took room on that beat. And in the song he said the tooth hardcore already made. That means that tooth hardcore, it was already made. Once in a while, an artist will accept that, but most artists won't. But if the artist agrees with you that, oh, why not? Fuse it. Yes, it is music, you know, as well. So you cannot just totally force it on anybody. All of you have to agree that this is how we want to do it before we go for it. Are you getting my point?
I'm getting you, but we all.
The way you are saying that, I think that I have to infuse it. If you
he didn't.
Already, and I've already done the beat.
He didn't say that.
It has a highlight infusion. I'm coming. It has a highlight infusion, and you say you want it. That means you want the beat as it is. Are you getting the point?
Exactly.
That's different. But I mean, if you are going to make the beat from scratch and you want it in a certain way, I can convince you, but the person has to accept. So that's why I say it's not one person. All of us have to work together to make this happen. It's not one person who can do it, or just the producers can force it on the artist. It won't work.
Okay.
We have to agree.
Okay. Thank you very much, Apietus, for your time this evening. Thanks for your time. We appreciate. So that is Apietus right there. Otin, finally, do you have anything to say before we say goodbye?
First of all, I would want to say that as a musician, you need to know what you want. You need to know how you want people to embrace you. Men and then when you see that it's not working, and then when a lot of musicians are delaying their own breakthrough because they are not consistent at something.
Is it they are versatile? No?
Which kind of versatility?
But can't you be versatile?
You see, there is a difference between versatility and confusion. You're confused because today you realize that this is what is going. Hey, come on, play some slow jam, be here, the guitars, and then you go do some. No. By the time I will be drew on, I will be on so before no abonyon fufrobia atia faso, and one thing is, you know, every time there are musicians that comes out and they do different genres, you know, it doesn't follow suit. So if you're not like straight and say I'm sticking to what I do, people should know what they want, and then they need to stick to it. If a producer can't interpret what you want, find another producer to collaborate with that producer to interpret what you want. Don't let one producer catch you in a studio and give you something and pay for it and finish and go to another place and go, no. You refuse to let him know that you don't need a single producer to work on a certain jam if another person can collaborate. And sometimes you don't even need another producer. You need another instrumentalist who is well endowed to come help the production, go on. So as a musician, we need to know what we want. Producers, we set the pace. Producers can have an agenda and set a pace, because guess what? If I get 10 musicians and I send them a certain line of beat and I know they will love it, and within 3-4 months, those people are able to drop those songs and we promote it, trust me, it becomes a trend. That's how Azonto was made. Somebody plays, somebody liked the vibe, another person play, another person liked the vibe, and that is how constant,
exactly my point.
It grew on people. But finally, when it's given to the DJ, unfortunately, what most DJs do, a DJ will play a selection in the morning, mid-morning will come like he's playing something else. Now sometimes I ask myself, programs managers, what is happening? I think some of these things needs to also be checked, because you can't have almost about your 6 DJs or 7 DJs throughout the day, everybody trying to chip in what somebody did in the morning, because probably, this guy, they was salty in United Chale, was so bad. When you do that, you're losing the purpose of your DJing ability at that moment, because you're being influenced by no curfew. No curfew on also there. It's very necessary. But at the end of the day, know how to, play all those things together along. So it's on us and how collectively we can come together to make it happen. We don't need to do what Uncle Besa Dems were doing then. because Kwabena Kwabena is not doing that now. Kim Paluta is not doing what Kwabena Kwabena is doing. But at the end of the day, what do we call it? High life. And we can push it to the world and it will work.
Lovely. Uncle Bessa, any final words?
Oh, yes. I mean, I think, we have to brand High Life in a different way.
Okay.
Like when you come to Ghana, you have to see High Life is Ghana, Ghana is High Life on our billboards. Anything preaching High Life. And we should also go out talking about High Life. Our music is High Life music. Radio presenters should say it. And, musicians themselves should say it. Once people hear about it, and there should be programs like this also talking about it. Another thing Musica is doing to promote High Life is next year, because we are partners with Ghana Music Awards.
Okay.
We are adding a special award
to
the person who wins the High Life category. And this is going to be a very attractive
cash prize?
I wouldn't say it now. I would say it will be more than cash prize.
Oh, really?
It will be more than cash
another
prize.
plug?
A private jet.
A car?
A private jet.
When we were having our elections, somebody came and said, if you vote for me, my logo is one musician, one jet. So that will really make it more attractive. And every year we'll advocate for that.
Great.
You never know, it could be a car, it could be something that is relevant in a musician's life. My last one will be that as Musica, we are also working on certain things. I want to say it quick.
Okay.
We want to make the collective management in Ghana fully digital. And we are halfway there. And very soon there will be a big presentation where when you do your music, you don't have to worry because it will be like any other part in the world.
Is it in collaboration with Gamro?
Sorry?
Is it in collaboration with Gamro?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And, top business entity behind it. And also, I mean, we're going to have a streaming session that will stream Ghanaian music. When you go there, every Ghanaian music is there, which will make it more accessible. Also, I am encouraging every musician to join Musica.
Great.
Because I am a musician. And this is the time you can come to me one-on-one for us to advocate for the right things for musicians in Ghana so that our industry will be stronger. I can't just go and advocate and say, anyway, Cobra is a member.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't just go talk saying, he's not a member. So I need everyone behind me. So we are solid to bargain for the right things. Apart from that, I didn't have Cody. He's been a member from today.
Awesome.
One of my staunch members,
Okay.
Even Otin is a member.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle Bessa. Please, under 1 minute.
Yeah. All that I've said is, Professor Uchi Ekura, Fanam Tuho.
Okay.
For motivation to it. So I'm happy with what Uncle Bessa is saying.
Great.
You remember when the TGMA or the VGMA then introduced our World Bank Award,
Yeah.
At that very moment, I know a lot of people who went to the studio and wanted to do some type of song to win that money.
Okay.
What I say, for motivation to it. If we want to be intentional, the government must be involved so that the government will even put some money on there, knowing that this thing is going to sell our image out there. And then once we do that, I tell you, the way our musicians we think, you who say
they'll come in there.
Everybody will just come, and with that, it will be a revolution. And
thank you very much, Kwabena. Final words.
Final words. I'd like to say a big thank you to you and your team for this beautiful conversation. We pray that our people will understand the need and the necessity in preserving our music, that is high life music. God bless Ghana. Then again, I want to treat everybody to watch out for the God of Restoration EP from Kwabena. It's going to be great. I'm just dropping this gospel EP in appreciation to God Almighty for, allow me to be able to record 6 albums in a row. This is the 7th.
Awesome.
After that, we surely will drop the 8th album, which is a typical high life.
Thank you very much, Kwabena. The Joy 99.7 FM. Are you looking for a smart